Hey y'all, I'm back. Round two. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, is it Quanisha? Quanisha? Hey. Excuse me. Hey, hello. Hey, UK. Okay, cool. Quinasia. Okay. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Moonlight. Bernadette. Aisha. Hey. Spiritual. Hey. Giselle. Janine. Hey, boo. All right, let's get into it. Hey, Denise. All right, welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Scene. And today we're reading for the beautiful, handsome collective. Hello, collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. 2 more times. Flowers, flowers, flowers. 1 more time. Hey, Shay. 1 more time. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Yes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. To book a private reading with me, to shop at my store. All that information is in the description box below. It's also in my bio as well, okay? Let's get into it. Channel message here is the common denominator is your mother. Okay. This is a collective read. Okay. It's not going to resonate with everybody. Okay. So if your mother has passed on, maybe you had a mom that was really nurturing and loving to you. As mentioned before, that's super great. But this reading is not going to resonate for everybody. Okay. Please keep that in mind. Okay. This may trigger some of you guys. You know, triggering it's good for healing. So if it triggers you too much, then you may want to exit this read. Okay. All right, now let's get into it. Channel message here is the common denominator is your mother. Everyone is really starting to see just how evil and bad-minded or nasty spirited this mother figure is. This mother figure is really, really, really jealous of just who you are, your caliber, you know, the many aspects of you, your handsomeness, your warmth, your nurturing spirit, your beautiful spirit, etc., etc. And this mother figure really thought that they could set up your life in a way to where they would basically destroy it by anyone that is wanting to connect with you. So far, I mean, they went as far as to any person that you connect with, they wanted people to have a very negative connotation, more so a negative view in regards to you. This mother figure has such a huge disdain for you that it's actually oozing out of their body or oozing out of their skin. So whatever time or every waking moment that they get when it comes to destroying your character, they do take that moment to attempt to do that. Now this mother figure feels like they're a deer in headlights because they're the one that's really behind all of this. For whoever resonates in your story, a mother-like figure, okay? However it resonates in your story. But this mother figure here is now afraid, or they feel like everyone has turned their back on them, and they kind of feel like they don't know how to move forward, or they don't know what's going to happen to them. So this mother figure's energy, they feel very, they're in like a, they're in, how do you call that? They're in a mode where they feel like that they have to fight, or they're in a mode where they feel like that they have to flee and protect themselves. I can say here though, because of the malicious gossip that this mother figure has said about you, was really, it was defamation of character. And if you choose to, you can actually sue this mother figure in court for the very harsh, things that they have said about you here. Okay. So what this mother figure doing now is that they're trying to retreat, or they're more so, they feel like they're alone. They're playing the victim. No one likes me. Everybody's talking about me. Da da da. It's the collective's fault. They're just basically trying to be a victim, but no one is listening to what they have to say. People are asking the correct questions or the right questions when it comes to this mother figure, and this mother figure does not have the right. They're not answering the questions as they should answer it. The answers that they do. So let me give an example. This is just an example. So let's just say that people are aware that your mother figure was very, mean-spirited and nasty towards you, and someone comes towards them like, "Hey, why would you treat the collective in such a, in a nasty way?" They would just try to turn it against you or turn it on you to make you feel like that you were the one that was doing it. You know what I mean? But you didn't do anything to this mother figure. You really tried to love them, but they don't see love as how you see love, and they're one that will kind of like push you away when you attempted to like hug them or like give them compliments, things of that nature. It just wasn't enough, no matter what you did, no matter what you said towards his mother figure, it just wasn't enough. But now things are just getting too out of control because they just really felt like, because they were the mother in your life, or they were positioned as a mother in your life here, they felt like that they have all reign or permission to just kind of speak ill on you in regards to how they felt about you here. And is really starting to cause a chaotic energy within them here because they don't know how to answer the questions that people are asking them. The people that they talk bad to about you here are pulling away from this person. And this person feels like it's your fault because you're telling the secrets or you're exposing the secrets. So this person is in a depressive state right now. Ooh. Sorry, I just saw a deer. I just saw a deer. They are emotionally exhausted. They're fake rich. You may have helped this mother in many different ways. You may have helped her with her bills. You may have helped her with her home. You may have helped her with her car. You're just trying to be the best child that you could be towards this mother figure here. And when you would help them, right, it still wasn't enough. So let's just say, this is just an example. Let's say that their car note is $400 and you had the money to give it to them. You'll give them the $400 with no question, but then it will go behind your back and be like, yes, they gave me the $400, but they should have gave me more money. I can't believe they only gave me what I asked for. Like, they just find any little thing that they can nitpick and just break apart to make you feel like the bad person here. And a lot of other people are now starting to see that there's something really off with this mother figure, and they don't want anything to do with them. Yeah, dark energy. Dark energy. Like, people are awakened to this mother, and this mother don't know how to defend herself, or she don't feel protected because some way in her warped mind, she feel like people are after her, or she feel like people are going to set her up. But does that sound familiar though? Just hear me out when I say this. Doesn't that sound familiar? Wasn't this the same mother figure that was trying to set you up to harm you and unalive you? So I be trying to understand the way people think sometimes, but when I attempt to dive deep into people's psyche, it's tiring. It's very tiring, and I'm just like, oh my God, like, you're older in age and you're still carrying a very childish mindset, and you're thinking that people should entertain, or people should just listen to what they have to say. Like, this person doesn't have any reasoning, or you can't reason with this person. You can't. All right, so let me make this very clear. If you want a private read in regards to your specific situation, you're going to have to book a read. Please don't tell me how to read for the collective, okay? That's one of my pet peeves. I don't like that. I don't like pushy people, and I don't like people telling me how to read for other people. If you don't like my reading style, I promise you I'm going to sleep good at night. You don't have to be here. I need to make that very clear, okay? You don't like the way I do things? The exit is right there. Click on the X and move along, okay? If you want a private read in regards to your specific energy signature, then you're going to have to book a read. Don't ask me any private questions on a collective read. That's all I'm saying. It is what it is. I might sound real harsh. Okay, it is what it is. I come on here every day and I give at least an hour of channeling in, messages and information. And if that's not enough for you, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Get off my back with that foolishness. I don't like that at all. Big pet peeve of mine. Okay? Now I got that out the way. Let's move forward. Please do not ask me any private questions pertaining to your specific life. You want me to tap into it, you're going to have to book a read. If you don't want to book a read, then you're just going to have to take what's given to you collectively. It is what it is. Okay? Reciprocity. Okay? You're going to respect my reciprocity over here. All right, now. Let's keep moving forward. People just being just real, you know how people get sometimes, Shaw, and I don't like it. You ain't going to be pulling on my energy and using me up. Hell nah. You going to pay me for my services. It is what it is. That's it. That's all. Anywho, let's continue. Don't ask me nothing about no personal, okay? All right, let's move forward. We have liar here, okay? Since the day that you were born, since the day you took a breath into this beautiful world, your mother has lied on you. I mean, lied on you for the most silliest things, for the way that you dress, the way that you wear your hair, the way that you walk, the way that you talk, shoot, the way that you sleep, the way that you take showers, the way that you communicate with other people, the way you speak on the phone. Like any little thing that they can nitpick about, they would do it, okay? Now, this mother figure is older, so take it how it resonates in your story. We're speaking about people that could potentially come from the silent generation, the baby boomers generation, or the Gen X generation. So you're going to have to place yourself where it fits for you, okay? So we do have jail here, and I feel like that they're going to try to use their age, because they're older in age, they're going to try to use that as a crutch, or they're going to try to use that as an excuse as to why they should not be in trouble or why they should not get in trouble. All that age stuff goes out the window when they have potentially and maliciously put yourself or put your life in a very dangerous manner, okay? There are repercussions to your actions. I always say that. If you don't want any type of bad repercussions to the actions that you did, don't do anything negative. It's truly that simple. Don't be a mean-spirited person. Just because you are older in age, and I'm not speaking for everybody, I'm specifically speaking about the bad-spirited and the bad-minded elder mothers who don't love on their child or who don't know how to love on their child, okay? But they feel that they can kind of like wedge or get themselves out of this situation here, but it has went too far. It's went too far. They try to put things in your food. They may have spat in your food. They may have set you up in many cases. They may have tried to, alter your car. You may have been in a car accident, for whoever this resonates for. You may try to stop with your brakes and your brakes went out or was faulty, okay? Your mother, this mother figure here is just not a person that you can trust. And I know for us, collectively speaking, that, you know, we may want that mother figure or that nurturing from that mother, but this particular mother, for whoever it resonates for, they don't know how to be a mother to you. They don't. And that's just something that you're going to have to accept over, you know, soon enough. You're going to have to accept this person for who they are. They are a person, just that. They're not a mother. They're not nurturing. They're not loving. They're not respectful. You have to see them as they are. They're just a person that don't have any type of emotions or anything of that nature, and you just have to kind of toss them to the side. Because if you're allowed to keep entertaining this person's going to put you in an early grave. She will. She wants you to go insane. She wants you to feel like you're not loved by her. And you know that you're not loved by her because she keeps showing you many different options or many different signs that she doesn't love you. I'm just being honest. She's getting other people to feel how she feels. So she's getting a brigade of other individuals to back her up, to solidify, more so justify as to why she feels the way she feels about you. And it's up to you as an adult now to rip off or take off the rose-colored glasses and to see this person for who they are. You may have realized that every time you were around this mother figure that she brought forth a lot of bad luck to you. Okay? A lot of bad luck. Whether it be in love, whether it be in platonic connections, whether it be in your job, your day-to-day, whether it be in your health, school, anything of that nature. Yes, plotting. This mother figure has been plotting on you for 2 reasons that are popping up here. Because of the lack of confidence that they have. You have surpassed this mother figure in just many different ways when it came to your life at a younger age. So this is just an example. Let's say your mother is in her 60s, 50s or 60s, and you're probably in your 30s or 40s, okay, or 20s, however it resonates. And you were able to surpass or hit every goal that you have set out to accomplish. You're able to hit those goals with ease. When they were your age, 20, 30, or 40, they weren't able to do what you were able to do. You were able to do this without the help of others or without the assistance of others. That bothers this mother figure as well too, because they taught you, or they thought they taught you to depend on other people. And this is what they did, or this is how they thought that life was, that you had to depend on other people to get whatever it is that you need to get. And that's not the case. So they also didn't like the fact that you established boundaries with her. You don't want to talk to her. You don't want to be around her. You probably despise her. You don't want anything to do with this person. And that is your right. That is your prerogative. But because they feel like that they have the title mother, and I've mentioned that before, okay? Let me look up the etymology again so y'all can see what I'm saying. Give me 1 second. Where is my... Here it is. So the etymology of the word mother is a female parent. That's all it is. A woman in relation to her child. That's all it is. That which has given birth to anything. That's all it is. It doesn't mention anything about nurturing. It doesn't mention anything about love. It doesn't mention anything about that. That's a mother is literally a female parent. That's all it is. This mother figure is not a nurturer. This mother figure is not a mother at all. And they hate for you. You may have actually mentioned to this person that they're not a mother, and they can't stand when you're telling them about themselves. They don't like that, but they're okay with telling you about yourself. But when the tables turn, or if the tables turn, they have a huge issue with that. My mother told me, well, I learned from my aunt, which is my mother's sister. And I have 4 kids by my ex-husband, and my aunt told me that my mother said that the only reason why I have 4 kids is to trap my ex-husband. And I looked at my aunt, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, I had like a what the F moment. And I'm like, girl, what? She said, yeah, your mother said that the only reason why you're with your ex-husband is because you try to trap him. And I was like... Like, all of my kids were planned. I wanted a big family. I wanted to be married. Like, I wanted all of these things. I believe in family. I love family. I love togetherness. You know what I mean? And that sat on my spirit for a very long time, like years and years and years and years and years. But when I finally pulled away, I understood what my aunt said, and it was completely true. Because not only did my mother turn my ex-husband against me, she tried to harm me too. So it made sense as to what my aunt was saying. But at the time, I didn't want to believe what she was saying, because I'm like, nah, my mom would never say anything like that, if that makes sense. But yet my mother said some really wild and crazy things, and I'm just like, this is just odd. But that was just an example, of course. I do agree, they're too old for the shenanigans. They would never end. The shenanigans will just never stop until you put a stop to it. How do you put a stop to it? By telling the truth, by speaking the truth. And in some cases, you may have to expose the truth, because now they have to sit with the truth that you've mentioned, or sit with the truth that they expose, and they can't handle that. It puts them in a position where they feel like that they're losing their mind, or puts them in a position where they feel like that they are a deer in headlights. And that's what's happening here. Your mother is a closeted alcoholic. Okay, closeted alcoholic would be, you know, they just drink. They don't take care of their responsibilities. You may have seen your mother very drunk out in public. They may have just been very belligerent and very ignorant or so. Your mother figure also was the person that broke up a lot of other families within the family dynamic. So other extended people within the family dynamic. So a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, whatever, however, they love to play the fence or straddle the fence against other people to make them seem like they are better. So what they would do here is that they would sleep with people within the family dynamic, the extended family dynamic here. So we have Gemini and rival. They will blackmail the person that they slept with, and then they will go back. So let's say you have an aunt and uncle, right? And your mother is close to that aunt and uncle, your aunt and uncle. Your mother will sleep with your aunt's significant other, but then try to blackmail the significant other, but go back to your aunt and say, guess what? You know, I saw such and such cheating on you. You should look out for this person. You should, you know what I mean? Something like that. And then you have your aunt and uncle fighting amongst one another. The uncle is aware as to what's going on, but the aunt is not aware fully as to what's going on. And your mother is trying to create a rival between, you know, between the marital connection or the marriage. And then she would just sit back and laugh and think it's funny here. And it's not. So your mother has destroyed a lot of people's connections due to their gardening tool ways. A lot of people have left your life because of your mother figure. And you may not have realized that, or you may not have understood as to why that has happened. Very karmic. Very, very karmic. Hey, Auntie, enlightened Auntie. Hey, boo. They're burnt out. Oops. Oh, wow, look. This was not supposed to be in here. Look, this card is not supposed to be in here. Look, mature woman. I swear I love how the cards be popping out sometimes. This is so funny. That's not supposed to be in here at all. Well, man, they're burnt out. It's like she was hiding in the deck, or hiding in the bushes, or hiding so you would not be aware that it was her. Yeah, your mother used you since you were a child and created a lot of childhood traumas in your life by using you and depleting you, by making you feel insignificant, by making you feel like you're not loved, by making you feel like that you're not appreciative, by making you feel like you should not exist. And they made sure they went above and beyond to ensure that you felt that way. Look, secret lover, confused. Your mother will sleep with other people within the family dynamic and confuse, or they have the confusion, the spirits of confusion. Excuse me, they have the spirit of confusion and will cause a lot of chaos amongst other people within the extended family here. I do feel like that some people were actually homeless. This is crazy. Sneaky is here. Homeless. After your mother figure slept with the extended family here, then it will become very toxic. And the person that they slept with, they feel guilty. They can't say anything because they did it. And your mother figure is holding this guilt over this person's head, and it makes them do things that they don't want to do. So they kind of feel like that the mother figure is controlling their life. And in a way it is, you know? In a way that it's a form of control, because the person that your mother slept with here feels like that they don't have control of self. And if you don't have control of the truth, which is of self, because in order for you to really, truly, truly honor yourself is to honor the truth of self, right? And if you're not able to honor that truth of self and you allow someone to carry your truth, that's a very dangerous position to be in, especially when someone else is telling your truth or holding the truth over your head. Hopefully that makes sense. Knowing that you can speak the truth or expose the truth for what it is, but this mother figure here know that you're not going to do that. They're using that to their advantage, but the person's disadvantage. And that's a very sticky, dangerous person that someone can be in. Well, I'll just tell on you. Well, if you say something, I'll just tell on you. Like, that's crazy. They lure the person in to sleep with them. They get money from them. They get all that they can, because this mother figure never liked when other people within the extended family and friends as well too, they never liked people to be in a better connection than them, or a loving connection than your mother figure has been in. I don't feel like your mother figure has been in a loving connection, even though despite them being in a connection, it wasn't loving, it wasn't respectful. Both parties slept around on each other. They fought a lot. This is what you went through when you were growing up. You may have saw men running in and out the home. There was never a stabilized home when it came to the choices that your mother made. It was very toxic and very chaotic. We do have fake empress here. We do have fake empress here, and then we have Allah. Look, mama issues. Mama issues. Allah is in reverse. Could be an Aquarius, however it resonates. And this mother figure preys on people's downfall. So when you got older, that's the secret. When you got older, you became heartbroken by the actions of your mother, because you started to question her as to, why are you acting this way, or why are you treating me in this way, or why do you feel comfortable speaking about me in a negative way towards other people? You can call your mother, be like, hey mom, guess what? I just got a new job. Or hey mom, guess what? The sky is blue. And they would turn that whole thing around and be like, the collector said the sky was orange. The collector said they lost their job. And they're actually gloating in the things more so that you did not say, but they need to appease other people because they have to look a certain way. They need to look like the, I guess, mommy dearest within the community. They need to be looked at as nurturing and as respectful and as loving. But when it comes to you behind the scenes, or behind closed doors, it's a completely different realm or a different arena. You may have even asked your mother, why did she treat you in the way that she treats you? And she probably said something like, you don't know what you're talking about. That's insane. I do have love for you. It's a difference between having love for someone and actually loving someone. We all know this mother figure here didn't have any love for you whatsoever at all. And they did a lot of things to ensure that you never spoke out. They try to hold your truth over your head. They try to blackmail you for maybe the things that you went through when you were younger. Well, if you say something, I'm going to tell on you. Remember that time you did that? Remember that time you said that? Well, if you such and such, I'm going to tell on you. Like, a mother figure is supposed to be there to protect you and nurture you from the evil world. And to know that you're living in a world with an evil mother is just, it just, oh man. Man, it's sad. Your mother figure is telling people that you're doing work on them. Oh man. Oh, goodness gracious. They're blaming you for the reason why their life is falling apart. They won't take accountability for what they've done. They refuse to be responsible for their actions of self, but they're quick to blame you for why their life is falling apart. I just don't get it. You cannot trust this mother figure here. And for whoever this resonates, this is very, very specific. If you had a grandfather, very specific, if you had a grandfather that you was close to, your mother didn't like that. See? Give me a second. Your mother figure knew that you were very close to a grandfather figure. So it could be their father or it could be your father's father, however it resonates. But there was a grandfather here that made sure that they protect you, that they nurtured you, that they loved you, etc., etc. And when this mother figure realized that this grandfather figure was getting close to you connection-wise, they did something towards this grandfather here. That's what I saw in my meditative state. So one day your grandfather was doing really well, and then the next minute they just became sick, or they got sick overnight. Is because this mother figure was doing things, or they were tampering with this father figure or grandfather figure food here. The choice of weapon that this mother figure would use is, I don't know if I can say that on TikTok, substances that can make you ill. I'll just say that. But it's placed in the food. Anyone that got too close to you, that was a complete no-no. No one is supposed to be near you. No one is supposed to get close to you, because the closer that they get close to you, the more you're going to have a new perception on life. And they didn't want you to have a new perception on life. They wanted you to see life how they saw life. So if anyone else comes around and they show you a new way, and you be like, wait, what? Really? That's true? You know what I mean? You're opening up your horizons, or your perception is opening up, and now you're getting to learn a new way or a new path to something that you didn't even know exists, or, you know? And they did not want that to happen because they wanted to continue this abuse. It could be physical abuse. You may have been beaten really, really harshly from this mother. Emotional abuse. They weren't there emotionally. You wanted to hug this mother, and every time you attempt to hug them, they push you away. Ew, don't touch me. Ew, what are you doing? You know? Verbal abuse. You know, you could have been a little bit thicker, a little bit thinner. Excuse me, whatever the case may be. Oh, excuse me. They frowned upon your physique. Financial abuse. You're trying to do something. You're trying to do things for yourself. You're trying to go to school. They may have tampered with your financial aid. They may have tampered with you getting financial aid. They may have tampered with you actually getting, you know, the assistance that you need to ensure that you're able to go to school. They tampered with that. An example would be, let's say that you just finished high school and you're wanting to start community college or just a 4-year college, but you know you're going to need them to like co-sign or whatever the case may be. They would do things in a way to where you would kind of have to beg them for help, or you would have to position yourself to be like, can you please help me? Please, 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 can you help me? Can you help me, please? And they would use that as a form of like a dangling carrots in front of your face to get you to do certain things that you don't want to do. You want to go to school, right? Well, what's in it for me? That makes sense. Or you want to go to school, right? Well, what am I going to get out of that? Like that kind of way. A tower moment is happening here. Okay? Tower moment is happening here. This mother figure is very untrustworthy. You cannot trust them. They're not loyal to you at all. Could be a Leo, however it resonates. There was some spell work involved, but all the spell work that they have done towards you is now being pushed back onto them, and they can't handle it at all. They can't. The karma is too extreme. This mother figure could be suffering from some form of a heart issue, cardiovascular issue. They could be suffering from womb issue. For whoever this resonates for, this mother figure may have a hysterectomy, okay? However it resonates for you. A lot of things started to happen as you progressed in life. Your mother started to go through a windfall of negative occurrences once you started to pull away. And when they fell sick or fell ill, for whoever it resonates for, the first person they called were you. They wanted you to help take care of them. They wanted you to go out of your way to stop what you were doing, drop everything that you were doing, and come to their aid. And even so, you may have done that, they still spoke ill of you. So it's really damn if you do, damn if you don't. Could be a Capricorn. It's like you really risk your life being around this mother figure. And they don't care. I'm your mother, and you're supposed to, and you're supposed to, and you're supposed to. But they're willing to antagonize you. They're willing to put you in a downward spiral. And they want you to feel bad for the things that you did do for them. Hear that. They want you to feel bad for the things that you have done for them. They stressed out. Even so, despite the things that you have done for them, they still spread around, or they still call people and have big conversations, juicy conversations, or gossip about you towards other people, and expecting other people to be on their side. And to be honest, it was successful. It was very successful. It was. And that's what they wanted. See, I told you you were on my side. See, I told you that you weren't a good person. See, I told you this. See, I told you that. See, if you would have listened to me, you would have never this. See, if you would have listened to me, you would have never that. But they tried to literally sabotage your life every step of the way. It's like white on rice. They wanted to be your shadow. They wanted to know exactly what you were doing, who you were doing, where you were doing, when you were doing, why you were doing it. And whatever answer they received from the 5 W's, they destroy it. Every step of the way, they try to destroy your path. To the point where you realize, or now you're realizing as to who this person is, you don't want nothing to do with them. And that infuriates them because you don't want anything to do with them. What do? Continue to stress you out from afar. Well, if I can't get in contact with you, I'm going to contact your friends. Well, if I can't get in contact with you, I'm going to call your job. I'm going to this. I'm going to put you in court cases. I'm going to take your child away. I'm going to do everything possible to make your life a living hell because you won't give me the attention that I so desire. That's not a, like, golly. Ah, goodness gracious. I'm like, they tried to take everything from you. Even your life. Even your life. You weren't the only one that went through this, as I mentioned, because they are known as the gardening tool, and you may have been aware of this when you were younger. You may have defended your mother when you were younger because other people within the family dynamic, the extended family dynamic, were speaking very ill about your mother. But at the time, you were younger. You didn't understand. You didn't know what was going on. All you know is mom need protecting. So you're doing everything possible to protect this mother. not even realizing that you're protecting a monster. This is, look, hidden agenda. Siblings are involved. Siblings may know your mother's secrets. You know them now because I'm exposing it. If you are a so-called mother and you are doing nothing but causing chaos and turmoil and distress in people's life, yeah, you deserve to be exposed, and you will be exposed over here. It is what it is. I don't care who you are. Don't come over here with no foolishness. I don't care what age you are. If you out here doing bad and doing evil to other people and think because you're older and think because you have the title mom that can protect you from the things that you have done to other people, then you ain't gonna like me. You ain't, and that's okay. I promise you I'm okay with that. Anywho, we have the hidden agenda with the siblings here, and they actually recruited the siblings to stress you out. So imagine you have all these people within the family dynamic, no matter how many siblings you were raised with, and they're trying to, one by one, trying to turn the siblings against you to make you feel a certain way. And the siblings are fighting with you, arguing with you. You may have gotten to an actual fist fight with this sibling here because of what mom said. Well, mom said this, and mom said that, and you're like, well, I'm not doing that. Well, mom told me I need to tell you, and you know, this is sad. And then mom's sitting back and watching it play out and not doing anything about it. But the moment that you subdue your sibling, or the moment that you pin your sibling down, that's when she wants to step in. Don't touch my child. Don't this, don't that. How dare you talk to my child like that? Da, 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 da. And you be like, well, he or she put their hands on me. He or she cursed me out. He or she told me something that I didn't like. You know, and you're just defending yourself. Okay, let me get you out of here because I don't know who you are. Okay, bye-bye. Bye, heifer. Anywho, they put your siblings up. I thought I got this heifer out of here. Let me get this heifer out. Okay. Okay, I blocked it. Anywho, they try to get the siblings to go against you, however it resonates, cousins, siblings, etc., however it resonates in your story, because you may have been raised with your cousins as siblings as well. So however it resonates. Your siblings were like a spy in regards to checking on you to make sure that you were on the up and up. And this mother figure here would probably use money as a form of payment to get these siblings to get intel on you. So if you're watching TV and you're minding your business, the sibling will come down. Mom said you can't watch TV. And you be like, well, I did everything I was supposed to do. I'm tired. I just want to sit down and watch a little music or watch cartoons. And then they will go to the mother figure and tell the mother what you're doing. So not only are you getting an earful from the sibling, but you're getting an earful. In some cases, you may actually be abused by the mother figure here because of what the mother figure is telling or instructing the siblings to do towards you. So sudden changes are happening. So not only is the mother figure in karma, so is the siblings here. Because what the mother figure did was groomed the sibling or siblings to come against you here, and they're creating karma, or they have created karma for themselves. They're going to protect this woman till she take her last breath. And hey, they got to do whatever they got to do. That's up to them. But just know that this sibling or siblings are also in karma as well too. We got transition, shocking message. You may get a phone call that this mother figure is not doing well. They set you up for domestic violence situations by friends and lovers. Could be a Sagittarius. They can't sleep at night because they are stuck in the foolishness that they created for themselves. Even though they may have created foolishness for you, You were able to get out of that. If you have not got out of that yet, you will get out of it. But I'm speaking more specifically for the ones that have more so crossed that threshold and you're now starting to heal yourself in that space. They have a lot of insomnia because they can't provoke you anymore. They have insomnia because they can't provoke you anymore. That don't sound unwell to you? Look, Tower. And now that they're sick, they're telling people that you won't help them. It's, excuse me, it's truly damn if you do, damn if you don't. You're telling people that you refuse to help them. They're not saying why you refuse to help them. They won't mention that part. They just know they see you as you are supposed to help them by any means necessary. You are supposed to help them through thick and thin. And they're still speaking ill about you. This is why the karma is very harsh. And their transition is also going to be very harsh. They're in a lot of pain right now. Could be actual physical pain. It could be emotional pain. Definitely financial pain. Spiritual pain. Also verbal pain as well too. Yeah, they try to block my throat chakra. It's cool. I'm just taking my time. Just taking my time, that's all. And they don't have any choices left with the Seven of Cups in reverse because you were the only choice that they had. But they abused the only option that they had, which was you. They abuse you in so many different ways. For some of you guys, you may have ran away from home. It was that bad. You may have been exploited in a very negative way with older people, if that makes sense. They wanted you to be burdened by life by any means necessary. And you were the closest thing to them where they felt like that they had the permission to do it. And you dare not speak up. I am your mother. You don't talk back to me. You don't this. You don't that. And they wanted you to sit there and take it. They wanted to bully you with a group of people. Three of Cups in reverse. They wanted to congregate or bring a community of people to come against you, to bully you. But yet this person, this mother figure, is saying that you're weak, saying that you're unstable. But how could you be weak if they are recruiting a group of people to come against you? Let's think about that for a moment. They said you're weak, right? Which we all know that you're not. I know that you're not. You know that you're not, right? They claim for you to be weak. But they need a group of people to come against you, to come together, to bind together, to help to destroy your weakness? Does that make sense? Oh, you ain't, and you ain't, and you ain't, and that's why, and that's why. All they had was negative projections. And when they realized that the negative projections wasn't working, it wasn't bothering you, it wasn't doing the things that it was supposed to do, they went to magic. They started praying against you. Started speaking in tongues. I promise you, if you were to open up the Bible, I promise you, you will see writing and circles and check marks with certain psalms in the book. Those psalms was for you. They wanted to pray you away. I remember my grandmother had passed. She lived in Trinidad. I've never met her. I just knew of her. And my mother had to go to Trinidad. That was the one time I actually had to stay back because I had to go to summer school. I think it was like 10th grade or 11th grade. I wasn't doing well in school. And I had to stay back with my stepfather. Long story short, she went there and she took care of the funeral arrangements and stuff, and she came back. And I told her, and I did, I told her, I said, I saw my grandmother. She was standing at the door. This is a true story. And my mother didn't tell me anything about what happened in Trinidad. Just when she came home, she came back to the States. I told her I saw her. And she said, well, what did you see? I said, there were 2 dresses within the coffin. And I said, she said, what color? She said, you know what color they were? And I said, yeah, one was a cream color and one was a pink color. And I said, she had on the cream dress, but the pink dress was put inside of the coffin so she can change when she's ready. And my mother just looked at me and her eyes just got super big. She didn't understand my gifts at the time, but she just was just so spooked out, and me just being so confirming as to what, because I wasn't there, you know. And from that day forward, when I said my mother gave me extreme hell for just saying that, oh, you the devil, you're not of God, you're not of the Lord, something is off with you. And the abuse just got worse and worse and worse. And the more that she would abuse me, the more that she will call other people to solidify or justify as to why she should abuse me. Sick. Sick. Anywho, we have the 10 of Wands here. Yes, so y'all can relate. The moment that you say you saw a spirit, or the moment that you said you received a message, or the moment that you said or you saw something and you told them what you saw and it came through, it's like, what in the world? WTF, you know? 10 of Wands is here. So they felt burdened by your gift. They didn't think your gifts were real. They think it was something low, that was something that was attached to you, or they thought that you were taken over by a spirit. These people don't make sense, child. They may have called you demon as well. You're a demon, child. Oh man, it just don't make no sense, child. So we have the World in reverse. The World in reverse with Judgment upright. Their life is destroyed, or their life, or their life is delayed. They feel very stagnant. So now that all the smoke has cleared, people see who was responsible for what. Because the mother figure was telling people that you were responsible for the breakup of their connection, whether they were in the actual love connection or marriage, like boyfriend, girlfriend, however it resonates, or they were in an actual marriage. They blame you for why their divorce is happening or they're being separated from this person. This mother figure is very male-centered. We have the 5 of Swords here. It's in reverse. The conflict has ended. The conflict is ending on your end, because now you're establishing peace, or now you're finding your way to have peace in life. And they can't take that. The more peace you have in life, the more it bothers them. The more that you're not bothered by the foolishness as to how they're trying to start things with you, the more that they just deteriorate even more. So I highly, highly, highly recommend for you guys to continue to be very peaceful here. See the 4 of Wands? You're celebrating the peace of life. You're celebrating the peace of self. You're celebrating the truth of self. You're just celebrating self. They didn't teach you anything about self. They didn't put you in a position to be the best that you can be when it came to self, but they were teaching your sibling or siblings to be like them. And they thought that your sibling or siblings was the best thing since sliced bread. But they weren't teaching them anything. They were teaching them based on their level of perception. Going out there and taking from other people, lying, stealing, and in some cases, unaliving other people. So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree when it comes to your sibling or siblings here. And your sibling or siblings think like this mother is you can't talk bad about their mother. How dare you? They raised you. This mother figure did not raise you at all. Let's just keep it a bean here. They didn't raise you. They didn't teach you anything. You had to figure things out for yourself. And the moment that you figured out things for yourself, they still try to push you back into a deficit within your life. You never had a chance growing up. You didn't. And this mother figure tried and made sure in every which way that they were always 10 steps ahead of you to ensure that they can block your path. Your own mother. Your own mother. Now, when they're calling people or telling people as to what you did, people are seeing that you're elevating. People are seeing that you are protected. People are seeing that you are healing. And the things that they're saying about you to other people is not ringing a bell because they're not, it's not connecting. It's not the same. Oh, you was this and you was that, but you're all the way up here and they're down here. And they're saying you're doing all these crazy things. And when people are looking for you or watching you, it's not, the story is not adding up. The story is not adding up. This mother figure also like to incriminate you into some really foul things. They may have accused you of sleeping with their significant other. Ill. They may have accused you that your significant other wanted them, wanted you. Ill. They have accused you of not being honest. They have accused you of separating them from their significant other. And they say that they have proof that you may have been, an example would be you wearing a t-shirt and jeans or a t-shirt and pants, you know, but you're in the comfort of the home. They think that the things that you wore was too fast. You need to cover up. You need to put on more clothes. You need to respect the house. But you're a teenager or a young child, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, whatever, however age, however resonates for you. But you're in an adolescent state or stage where you're not thinking in that way. You don't know what fast is you don't know what being fast is. But because your body is developed in a certain way at a young age, they automatically assume that you were fast. Oh, you just want this, and you want my man, and you try to take my man away from me. That, look, 7 of Swords. Oh, man. Y'all just bear with me for a moment because it's just, oh, Lord, y'all. This, man, 7 of Swords, deceits, thief, scamming, cheating ways. They may have actually accused you of sleeping with their significant other. But the significant other that they were with, they had PDF ways. Hopefully you know what a PDF is. Okay? They had PDF ways. For some who resonate, this mother figure were aware that this father figure had a PDF way and actually push or allow this father to touch you in inappropriate ways. I'll say it in that way. They were aware, but they did not want you to be aware. So when you mustered up the energy to say, hey, such and such, you know, touched inappropriately. Oh, you too fast. Ain't nobody tell you to wear that shirt. Ain't nobody tell you to wear that pants. Well, why would you wear that around that person? You know, and it's just like, huh? What are you talking about? I'm telling you that I was touched in an inappropriate manner, and the first thing you say is why I wear a t-shirt or why I wear a pants a certain way. So you're bypassing everything as to what I'm saying. I have proof as to what has transpired, and you're ignoring when I'm trying to come to you and tell you what's going on, and you completely ignore me? And when I say me, meaning generally, okay? Generally, collectively speaking. We have Ten of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles here. It's in reverse. They wanted you to lose your job. They wanted you to lose your mind. For some of you guys, you may actually have been in a mental asylum because of this mother figure here. It's just like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm just, oh man. They put you in a compromising position to where you would lose your mind, and they watch you fail, or they watch you fall, or they watch you lose your mind. And they were the one that called people on you to get you help. See, I told you I couldn't take care of that one. See, I told you that one was fast. See, I told you that one wasn't innocent. See, I told you that one wasn't honest. Like, but they're setting it up so you can fall in the trap that they created for you. You may have felt very defeated, and at the time, you might not even be aware that it was your mother that was doing that to you. And you trying to figure out, you trying to compute, sit down and actually think and write out everything as to why this is happening to you, not realizing that your mother figure was your biggest op since you were born. Your biggest op since you were born. This is why she is the common denominator, because she is the one that has been causing nothing but hell in your life. And everyone is seeing that. Anything to do to make you invalidate you, she do. Anything. You know. And I felt like the only way you found out is when you separated from her. Like you had to separate from her. You may feel very uneasy or queasy when you're around this mother figure. You may feel sick to your stomach when you're around this mother figure. Shoot, you may even call the cops on this mother figure and they turn it around on you. They say you were lying. They say you were delusional. They said you were unwell. They say you needed help. But they're the one that caused it. And they refuse to take responsibility or accountability for what they've done. So now they worried. Now they're worried. They're worried that everyone sees them as not being honest. You don't trust this person as you should not. You don't trust this person. You won't allow this person in your home, your car. You're not going to eat anything from them. And to be honest, quite frankly, you don't care what happens to this person. For some of you guys, you may celebrate when they transition. I'm just being honest. You may celebrate that they pre-transition. That's just how hateful that this mother figure was towards you. And I can't even be upset at you. I can't even be mad at you. I can't. It's very justified in regards to how you're feeling. And you got I'm telling you, surrender and change. You got every right to feel the way that you need to feel. Because as I mentioned before, you were the one that was sustaining or stabilizing them from not receiving karma. But as soon as you pulled away, soon as you disconnect, now they're in regret. They were literally sucking the life force out of you. You may have gained a lot of weight because of your mother. You may have lost a lot of weight because of your mother. And they still can't see the errors in their way. If you gain weight, they capitalize off of it. Oh, you getting too big. Or why you look like that? You eating too much. You putting on too much weight. You need to go to the gym. You need to this. You need to that. On the flip side, you may have lost weight. Shoot, some of y'all may have lost your hair. Your hair may have fell out. Oh, you getting too skinny. What's going on with you? Why you not eating? Why you not this? It's literally damn if you do, damn if you don't, man. It's like, one minute you're doing well for self, the other minute it's just like blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh my God, stop, go away, go away, go. And the moment that you speak up, or the moment that you stand up for yourself, or you're evil, or you're disrespectful, you don't talk to me in that way. How dare you address me in that way? Well, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to just stand there and just take it like a punching bag? What exactly are you supposed to do? What? They literally wanted you to just sit there and just take it. Just lay there on the train tracks, because that's what it felt like. It felt like you literally were railroaded. You're laying on the train tracks and you dare not move. You don't speak up and you don't move. And the moment that you decide to stand up because you saw the train was coming, and that last train that was coming, you got out the way in the nick of time, because that really probably would have hurt you. And you probably wouldn't be here to listen to what I have to say. They put you in some very, 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 very dangerous situations. They didn't check on you. When you went to school, if you went to school from, a far distance from your home, you had to figure it out. You had to fend for yourself. They never took you to school. They never picked you up from school. They never protect you from the elements. They put you in compromising positions. They specifically lived in a certain area of wherever you lived. That was strategically done, so you could be exposed to certain elements, so you can succumb to those certain elements. So let's just say, this is just an example. Let's say you live more in a little unsavory neighborhood, and you walking past, you see people on the corner, you see them on the block, and they doing what they do best, just hanging on the corner, whatever the case may be. And as you are, proportioned, and you could be for masculine too, take it how it resonates, but you are developed more than others. They will specifically ensure that you are a target to unsavory characters within the streets. And if you may have said something, you came home, hey, such and such was looking at me in a weird way, or I didn't feel comfortable, or you just, ain't nothing wrong with you. You always something, you always da-da-da, you always complaining. So you stop complaining. They never wanted you to complain about what was going on. They wanted you to take it. They wanted you to get into a position where you just stop complaining. They just wanted you to accept things for what it was. And that's sad. Very sad. They didn't want you to be disciplined. And you may have been very disciplined in your schoolwork. You may have been disciplined in just growing up. Maybe you were an artist. Maybe you like to read. Maybe you like to paint. Maybe whatever, however you did your thing. But you were very disciplined as a child, and you didn't learn that from this mother figure. You learned that from self. And they frowned upon that. They frowned upon your happiness. They're not making you happy. So who's making you happy? Who are you talking to? Who have you been around that's making you happy? If that makes sense? And they're trying to crush your happiness because it's too much happiness for you. You shouldn't be that happy. This is just, it's sad. Since the day you were born, or since the day you were placed in this family home, they never liked you, ever. They never did. They didn't. They wanted you to feel lonely like how they felt lonely. They didn't have anybody. Or they felt like they didn't have anybody. They didn't have friends. Or every time a friend disconnect from them, oh, they jealous of me. Oh, they don't want to be my friend. Oh, I tried this, I tried that. It's always about them. Always. And it's always other people's fault as to why those individuals don't want to connect with them, don't want to interact with them, don't want to be around them. It's like they are antagonizing you to harm yourself. And if they were successful in getting you to that point, they would have called, girl, guess what? You know the collective chart of such and such and XYZ ABC 1, 2, 3. Girl, I don't know what to do about this one. Yeah, girl, they try to do this to themselves. And it's like, what the F? It's like, what the F? They hated your growth. They did. They hated you. Now they feel guilty about it because you are free. Free to the point where you can speak. Free to the point where you can recollect your childhood. And also, what they'll do is, this mother figure here, they would position you, they would put you in a position where they would ask you if you remembered your childhood. If you remember certain things that happened in your childhood, because they want to gauge your level of remembering as to what took place. And if you were able to remember what took place with this mother figure here, then they would gaslight you as if that never happened. That never happened. You said I did what? That never happened. What are you talking about? No, I don't remember that. I don't recall. It never happens. That's not true. You're delusional. What do you say? This is the type of person that would say, I'm not your friend. I'm not your little friend. You must honor and respect me no matter what I do to you. And you must take it as is because I am your mother. But the community, or not even a community, humanity is seeing just how spiteful and very vengeful this mother figure is. And this mother figure is very sick. Very, very sick. Very sick. Very sick. The things that you would consider to be monumental in your life, they took that moment to use that to their advantage and to destroy your monumental points in life. Let's say graduation. Let's say high school graduation. You know, everybody is happy when they graduated from high school. So I think it's a monumental milestone in your life. You know, not everyone has had the ability to be able to walk with their classmates, and you feel really good about yourself. They'll take that moment to say, yeah, look, I helped them and I did this and I did that, knowing they didn't do anything to help you to, hey, Carlo, didn't do anything to make sure that you were successful. They want to take credit for your success, but how? They didn't help you. They didn't help you. And people see. Because all they have are stories of hate when it comes to you. Stories of hate. All the things that they don't like about you. And they're so passionate about it too. They don't like this, they don't like that, they don't know why you do this, they don't know why you do that. You're so different from the rest, you won't listen, you won't follow directions. And they try to put you in a position where you had to pay for just attempting to tap to your own beat. For you trying to find yourself or find your path. Yes, I went through colorism. Our family had colorism issues. I definitely went through that as well too. You black B, you dark such and such, you black A. I've been through that as well too. So I can relate with colorism. And colorism is something that's very, well known amongst minorities. We're going to put it in that way. You could be a little lighter than the rest or darker than the rest. And any waking moment or opportunity that they got, they will come at the color of your skin. The colorist, yes. Don't stand in the sun too long. You're gonna get too dark. Or you need a little extra color. Why are you so light? You light bright or red bone. It's just I lived through a lot of generations when it came to the family dynamic. I lived through the silent generation, even though I wasn't born there, but I lived through it with my grandmother, the baby boomers, and also Generation X. And I feel with the silent generation, I can understand where the silent generation is coming from, because they came from a generation where they kind of had to be quiet and endure the extreme abuse that they went through. So I understand that. But once they got out of the silent generation and the baby boomers came in, because baby boomers basically represents all these new babies just coming in, boom, 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 from the war, you would think things would start to change in a positive way. Then you have the Gen X, and I like to look at X marks the spot, or X requires a signature, right? And that signature, it has a line with that X for you to sign. And that right there, and this is metaphorically speaking, that could have been used or utilized in a way where they can change the dynamic once they signed and say, hey, I'm going to change the narrative, or I'm going to do something different. Or because the line is blank, meaning that they could have created a new reality, a healthier reality for not only themselves, but for the later generations, such as you would be considered, maybe you are Gen X, or what's the other one? Millennial and Gen Z or something. I can't keep up with all of them terms, child. And when I'm part of the millennials, so I'm born in the 80s. And when the millennials came along, a lot of us are not going for this foolishness. We're doing a lot of things differently. They don't like the way you parent your child. They don't like this, gentle parenting. They believe that you must abuse a child to get their point across. They believe you must control a child to get their point across. They believe that a child doesn't have a say as to how they feel. They don't believe in explaining as to why a child did something wrong. You know what I mean? Like if a child, kids gonna test you, they do something wrong, and the first thing they want to do is they want to hit the child, they want to beat the child, but they don't want to give an explanation as to why the child is in trouble. It's just that you just don't do that. And you're like, well, why not? You're not allowed to question them. You're not allowed to get insight. You're not allowed to get intel into anything as to why something went wrong in the way that they perceived it. They just didn't care. But they had other sibling or siblings that they would just love upon and literally spoil them to the point where now these same sibling or siblings are following into this mother's footsteps here, and this mother don't know where they went wrong. You have a sibling here that's just sleeping around with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, multiple pregnancies, unwanted pregnancies. You may have a brother that's sleeping around with many different people the same as them. They could be on substances. They're in and out of jail. The things that they wanted for you, and it didn't happen. And they hate that. They hate that you didn't take the bait for what they wanted for you. It's like when they pushed you out, for the ones that resonate with this, they had in their mind that you were going to live such a very volatile life. And that was the only way that you should live life. And if anything was to come out differently in regards to how you perceive life or how you wanted to live life, they condemned it. Beat on you, berate you, disrespect you, put you in very compromising position because they feel that they can, because they're mom or mother. Thank you. I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. I know y'all heard that before. I know y'all heard that before. I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. And they were seriously serious about that. I actually read about, I think it was back on Facebook, maybe 3 weeks ago or so, was a grandmother, a mother, and a daughter. The grandmother's daughter, which is the mother, was really causing a lot of harm towards her granddaughter. So it was three generations. And the daughter was trying to like plead her case or trying to tell the mother the things that she was doing was wrong. Do you know that the grandmother ended up pew-pewing her granddaughter, and her granddaughter passed away? Her granddaughter was probably like 23 or so. The grandmother's daughter was having a fight with the grandmother's granddaughter, right? So mother and daughter. The grandmother saw, and the grandmother was aware as to what was going on. The grandmother took the side of her daughter and ended up unaliving her granddaughter. But the mother was wrong. And when I sat there and I tapped into that energy and I said, and the grandmother has to be probably in her 70s or so. And I'm like, what? Like I was so flabbergasted when I read that story, and I'm like, what? And the response that the grandmother gave to the news reporters or whatever is because the granddaughter should have never been disrespectful towards her mother, but the mother was antagonizing her to a point where the daughter or the granddaughter couldn't take it. So the grandmother took matters into her own hands and harmed her own granddaughter. Those are not family, man. Those ain't the type of individuals you should be around. The grandmother's in jail now. Oh, they giving that thing hell, child, as they should. But she tried to use her age, as a crutch. Well, I'm older and we're from the old school and, we gotta. No, absolutely not. A 23-year-old with a bright future. When I say that girl future was so bright, so bright. She was on her way to becoming a nurse, and she wanted to be a nurse practitioner. When I say bright, head on her shoulders and everything. But a dispute between a mother and daughter, and the grandmother saw, and the grandmother didn't like the way that her granddaughter was speaking to her daughter. Crazy. Generational trauma. Do as I say, not as I do. I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. Crazy. Do I know about the 12 lampposts? No, I don't know what that is. But I can do my research. And look, lost story. Grandma wasn't well. Grandma wasn't well. I disagree. Here's why I disagree. The grandmother saw what was happening between her daughter and granddaughter. Could she have intervened to say, hey, chill out, walk away, disconnect from each other? Absolutely. But because of the old school way, I brought you in, I'm going to take you out. You ain't going to disrespect me. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. The grandmother looked at it as a form of an intervention where she felt that she had to use brutal force to harm her granddaughter. So was the grandmother not well? I don't know. See, I'm really looking at mental instabilities in a different way because that's the first thing a lot of people love to attack or love to use. Oh, they weren't well. They weren't well. There are people out here that are actually unwell. Yes, they are, but they're not causing harm to people. They're not. So if you have individuals that are unwell and they're not causing harm to people, what should we do about the individuals that are actually causing harm to people but using mental instabilities as a crutch? Where do we draw the line with that? How often could they continue to use that as an excuse to get them out of the foolishness that they intensely thought? Is it really truly mental? If they can understand what they're doing, because she had the intentions, she saw them fighting for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and she could have done something differently, but she chose not to. She knew what she was doing. She intently pulled out her pew-pew and did what she did towards her granddaughter. So where do we draw the line in regards to people using mental instabilities as a crutch? That's my question. Give me a good answer. Don't give me no weird answer. Give me a good answer. Where do we draw the line in regards to people using mental instability as a crutch to solidify the foolishness in regards to what they're doing? I want to answer. I'm serious. Where do we draw the line for that? We all have choices. We all do. Even us, we went through such abusive experiences. And we had two choices. Two choices. We could have went down that same path that the grandmother took, or we could have been like, you know what? I don't like what you're doing. Let me do something different. And we decide to take another path. We all have choices. Confirmation. How come we not out there doing the things that they're doing? They are fully aware of their choice. Fully. She sat there and watched them fight and argue. And the first thing she thought of was to take out her piece. She thought of it, intended to do what she wanted to do, and she was successful. So why should we feel sorry for someone that intentionally thought of causing harm to another person? It's always excuses. I'm tired of excuses. Don't give me no excuse. The intent was there. It was passionate. It was there. We all have thoughts. We all do. It just depends on how you're going to use the thought that comes to you. What are you going to do with the thought that you thought of? Are you going to execute on the thought that came to you? Or are you going to sit back, you know what? Let me do something different. What are you going to do differently? I'm not mad at you. I'm just making a thing. But respectfully, I just don't agree with them being unwell. I just don't. It's just an overused thing. Confirmation, they're unwell, they're unwell, they're unwell, they're unwell. Oh my God, oh my God. Just because someone is unwell doesn't mean that they're going to hurt you. Not everybody that's unwell, the first thing they're going to do is hurt you. Not everybody thinks that way. And after all is said and done, they want to get out of the situation. So the first thing that they say, oh, they don't feel well. Oh, something's off with them, but they thought about it. They executed it upon the action in regards to the thought that they had. It was an actionable, they executed on their action is what they did. Betrayed. You have a mother figure that intentionally wakes up in the middle of the night, wakes up in the morning, opens up their book to pray negatively about you. That's not action-based. That's not intentional-based. They're thinking of ways, they're sitting down with their intentions, and they're thinking of ways to utilize their intentions to harm you in a negative way. They're sitting down, they're thinking about it. What can I do to harm the collective? What can I do to cause harm to collective? What can I do to stop the collective? So they're in deep thoughts. You're with me, right? They're in deep thoughts. They're thinking of ways to stop you from moving forward. Then once they get the ding, the light bulb moment, they execute. And when they're successful with executing the thing that they kept thinking of, and they get caught from the thing that they took action of, from thinking of the thing that they wanted to do towards you, now they're insane. But they're not insane while they're sitting down and thinking, intentionally thinking about harming you. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Hey, Randon. So, again, where do we draw the line with this? Where? I sit and think all the time. All the time. But my notion or thought is not to sit here and think, what am I going to do to destroy the collective this day? How could I make the collective feel bad about themselves? I don't think that way. I don't intentionally, and I have thoughts, but I don't sit and intentionally think about trying to harm another person. They only use that as a crutch, or they only use that as a segue to get out of the foolishness in regards to what they intended to do towards the person. They need to take full responsibility for that notion and thought that they had. And they need to be tried to the fullest extent in regards to the intention, the thought that they had. Everyone should be accountable. Yes, everyone, I agree. 100% agree with you. She chosen. 100%. Powers in reverse. They have no power over you. They have no control over you. And the only way that they can redeem that power or control over you is through fear and control. You're not afraid of me? You're not scared of me? Well, I'm going to put you in a position where you're afraid and scared of me. Intentional. 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 Thought about it. It went through their mind. They keep doing things to solidify that what they're doing is right. And then they execute. I just disagree. I just look at things differently. I disagree. I just disagree. Someone that don't like you, they know they don't like you. Every time you speak, they're every time you talk, every time you whatever, however of self, they're intentionally watching you to see how they can harm you. Intentions. I just disagree. I respectfully disagree. That's all. That's all. I just respectfully disagree. All right, we have Cancer, Leo, Taurus, Virgo. So let me ask this question, right? What if they were successful in trying to harm another person and they got away with it? Would they still then use mental instabilities as a crutch to get out of the situation that they placed themselves in if they did not get caught? Let's say they got away with it, right? And they never got caught. But they intended on ensuring that they did not get caught. Is it still the same outcome? They only changed their story once they got caught. They only change their story when they don't want to be in trouble, but yet they're the one that created the trouble. So again, is it the same outcome if they did not get caught? Why is it only when they get caught, they want to use that as a crutch? But the moment that they got away scot-free, you ain't gonna hear not a peep out of them. Not a peep. Not a peep. So that's why I say I disagree respectfully when it comes to how far they're willing to take mental instabilities to get them out the situation. Because if they never got caught, you, child, please, you ain't gonna hear enough. But the moment, oh God, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it. Oh God, I didn't mean it. I wasn't. I'm just saying. I just want you to look at both sides of the coin so you can see where I'm coming from. I just disagree. That's all. I just disagree because they know what they're doing. They only change their tune when they get caught. You have Gemini, Capricorn, Sag, Pisces, Scorpio, Capricorn. They do deflect big time. But why do they need to deflect? Right? You just proved my point, man. They deflect a lot. But why would they need to deflect if they didn't intend on doing it? They were intentional, right? So why would they need to deflect on something that they said, man? Man. Deflecting on something that they intentionally did. But they only deflect when they get caught. So is deflection only used for when they need it, so when they can get out of a sticky situation? Because that's what they use it for. But yet they intended on doing it. Again, I respectfully disagree. I just disagree. I just do. But yeah, so if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you would like to review this live again, you will have to go on YouTube to review it. But until next time, guys, I will see you on the next one. Yes, I'm going back to school to be a psychologist. Yeah, a forensic psychologist. I do, yeah. Lawyer. Yeah, I may. We'll see. But yeah, I'm definitely going back to school to be a forensic psychologist for sure, or a psychoanalyst. I'm still up in the air, but maybe I get both degrees. We'll see. But yeah, I'm really intrigued by the mental mind. I am. Yeah. So until next time, guys, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, TikTok. Bye, Instagram. Bye, YouTube.